Welcome back, my friend. Today we have a 9-9 portal, and I want to talk to you about the energy behind it, the significance behind the number 9, what it has to do with the current time, and why it feels like so much is ending, so much is finished in our lives. There's so many parts of our journey right now that are over, because there's something new that is coming in, and what is coming in is beautiful, and it will surprise you, and it will make you feel excited for life, because you've been dreaming about it, you've been praying for it, you've been getting ready for it, and now the time has come. So you fully release the past. We've talked about this at the time of the full moon lunar eclipse, and now we are coming to fruition. You know, there's eclipse energy that is present, and it's very potent, and it's all about the, you know, it's kind of like cleaning the shadow, and everything comes to the surface. And then we have this 9-9 portal that helps us to release everything. So I will talk about everything. There's many ancient traditions that looked at the number 9 as one of the most significant numbers, not because it's just a number, but because there are cycles in nature that have its own rhythm. And the cycle number 9 is usually the cycle of completion. So I will talk about everything. Today is September 9th, 9-9, right? This is the powerful portal I've mentioned. And the message is very clear. It's over. So I want to talk about everything. And in today's video, I will play to you one of my paintings. I very spontaneously chosen a painting for today that will energetically support everything and will also inspire you. So enjoy the painting. And to anyone who would like to support my work, you can find all of my paintings on AttractPassion.com. And if any painting speaks to you, you can buy a print of it in different sizes, or even some original paintings are still available. Thank you so much for your support. So the message of today's portal is it's over. The old cycles, the karmic loops, the hidden patterns that have kept you repeating the same lessons, they cannot continue beyond this point. And that's why there's a part of you that feels you just need to let it go. Like almost like you would take off some old clothes and suddenly you would feel so much lighter. Suddenly you would feel like, I wanted to do that for more than 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. But now it's finally the time. Now I finally feel ready to release that. No more pain, no more rigidness, no more grudges, just wisdom. Yeah, I've learned my lesson. Now I'm ready to move on. That's kind of a feeling that comes with this day. So right now the universe is holding up a mirror and is asking yourself, are you ready to end what no longer belongs to you? Or will you carry the weight of yesterday into your tomorrow? Just reflect on this a little bit. I know you're ready. I know you are. But still sometimes it's not easy to let go. I will take you through everything. So stay with me. Because this is not just another spiritual date. 9-9 has a very real energetic and psychological significance. And today I will show you exactly why this moment is so powerful, how to work with it, and how to walk out of this day lighter, freer, and more aligned than ever. So firstly, in numerology, the number 9 is the number of completion, endings, and transcendence. It's the final digit before the cycle resets into 1. So either it's 1 or 10. 9 is the final digit. Think of it like 1 is the beginning, the seed planted, and 9 is the ending, the harvest, the closure, the wisdom collected. So when we step into 9-9 today, we're walking into a portal where endings are amplified. It's like the universe doubling down on the call to close the book on what no longer belongs. This is why many of you may feel right now a strange heaviness, sudden clarity, or even grief surfacing. It's the soul's way of saying, this chapter is over. Do not reread it, because yes, you're ready for something new. So what is ending right now? For many of us, it's not just one thing. There are layers to releasing. That's why it's so intense. And you feel you've healed something, but there's something new that requires your attention. Maybe you're noticing that old relationships that drain you, you just can't connect with these people anymore, or kinda you can't find time to meet them, or you just can't spend time with them anymore. It just feels like you are so pushed away. Maybe there are financial patterns that keep you in scarcity, and you feel like it taught you a lesson that you don't need to measure your worth with maybe how much you have, because then you're always scared to lose it, because if you lose it, it feels like you've lost a part of yourself. That's when you actually open up to the real abundance that can come to you, because when you know that your worth comes out of how conscious you are, how expanded your awareness is, then nothing external can measure you. So you kind of become very infinite, because internal world is infinite. And therefore you become very open to receiving, because you're not truly limited by the external world. You start to understand that the external world is rather a reflection of the past, of who you were in the past. It's like an echo of who you were months ago, years ago. And you stop being so defined by how your world looks like right now. You kind of become more defined by that vision that you have for you. And you know that, yes, what you're looking at is the past, but what you see with your mind's eye is the reality that you're creating. So you're also noticing many habits that sabotage your pace are ending right now, and identities you've outgrown. This is something we've talked yesterday in the video about the ascension symptoms, something that's very worthy of watching, because so many of us may feel these things. And sometimes it's not about something external, it's about the version of you that no longer fits the person you are becoming. And this is a big thing, because yes, society taught you you should be defined by your career, or you should be defined by your hobbies, or you should be defined by your name, or by your education, or by what you have. But you're realizing there's so many layers to yourself. There's so many passions to you. There's so many things that resonate with you, and you are all of that. So it's hard to define such a magnificent being that you are, right? Because what defines you limits you. When you know you're unlimited, you can create an unlimited life for you. And that's what today's portal is teaching you. 99 portal is not just saying end things. It's saying end your attachment to pain, the fear, and the story you've been carrying. Because until you let that story go, you're not free to write a new one. So why it feels so intense? If you felt exhausted, emotional, or like life has been testing you extra hard lately, you're not imagining it. The weeks leading up to today have been about surfacing unfinished business. We've talked about this in the video about the full moon. That's why old memories, wounds, and even people from the past might have shown up again. And the reason for that is that energy cannot follow you into the cycle if it hasn't been seen, felt, or released. So, in other words, You can't release something from the past until you acknowledge it, see it, and notice that it doesn't belong into your life. That's why we can't change our habits if we don't become aware of doing things automatically. Only when we catch ourselves, yes, I've been doing this completely automatically, then we can change it. But change is sometimes very hard, right? The truth is, we resist endings. We cling. Even if something hurts us, it's still familiar. And the unknown feels very scary. This is why the energy of 9 often feels heavy. It pushes us to surrender, to let go of the old job, the old love, the old story. Even when part of us wants to hold on, there's another part of us that knows we'll feel so much more free when we move on. And moving on doesn't mean that you hold grudges. It's not truly moving on. It's maybe moving on physically, but mentally and emotionally you're still staying in the past. You decide what happened. And there's a part of you that has chosen all these experiences because you needed triggers, you needed lessons, you needed experiences, yes. And the easiest way to move on without holding grudges is to see the constructive perspective of it. It means you know how it made you grow, how it made you a better person, so you can be a better person in the world, the greatest possible version of yourself in the world for you and for others. That's when we figure out that endings are not punishments, they are transitions. You don't mourn the ending of a season because you trust that spring follows winter. The number 9 reminds us of the universal law: nothing ends without something else beginning. There's a reason a pregnancy is going for 9 months, because after it a new life begins. You know, sometimes we say cats live 9 lives. It symbolizes the rebirth and resilience. And in many traditions, 9 represents the threshold between human and divine. For example, in Norse mythology, Odin hung on the world tree for 9 days to receive wisdom. In Buddhism, there are 9 levels of consciousness. And in Christianity, there are 9 fruits of the Spirit. It always points to transformation, to finishing one stage before stepping into the next. So I'm giving you these things today only to remind you that if you are going personally through some kind of intense transition, just know it's preparing the ground. It's like cultivating the soil so the seeds you've planted can grow smoothly and can grow in freedom, not in some kind of stuckness. And more you nurture it with gratitude, with awareness, being conscious, living consciously, more these seeds are growing into something beautiful that will not just reward your life and your experiences. It will be a reward to anyone that will come across you, and your work that you're sharing with the world will reward other people. So that's why letting go is so important, and ending something old is so important. And we don't realize how many things from the past made us feel stuck or drained only until we leave them behind or sell them, give them away. We move on and we recognize that was so needed. That was so needed, right? I personally feel I'm ending so many things right now. And it feels very liberating. It's not easy. Sometimes there's so many things to do in order to finish something. But when we do, we say, oh, I'm so grateful that it's over. And if you feel like that, well, maybe what can help you is having a ritual of release. You can write down everything you're ready to leave behind, maybe fears. Write down your fears, limiting beliefs, relationships, habits, material things, whatever it is, write it down. See what you can do about it. And, you know, when you have it in front of you, it's much easier then to organize these tasks so you can truly do something about it, so you don't forget about it and you move on. Then there's another practice you can do. I call it completion practice. We notice that every time we remove something from our lives, it creates space, and sometimes if it's a relationship, it creates a sense of grief. We start questioning our decisions. We may say, what if that was not the right thing to do? What if, I had many beautiful moments as well there, or something like that. So completion practice is where we remind ourselves firstly of this first intuitive impulse that we've experienced, because intuition never lies. Mind comes after intuition and it starts to justify or explain, yeah, but maybe it was not the right thing, and so on. So completion practice to me is very important because I reflect on what was that first intuitive pull and why it was so healthy for me to do that. So the space that was created when we left something behind is not filled with grief and fear and maybe kind of lack of understanding, but rather with knowing, with gratitude and with peace. You can also journal about it. It can help you to understand things better. And then to declare the new. This is the third pillar to letting go, which is clarity around what you're stepping into. You can write down like, I close the chapter off, whatever it was, with gratitude. And truly find moments where you can appreciate things and people and events, whatever it was. But then write, I now open myself to whatever comes into here. Because this anchors your subconscious mind in the new timeline. So today, my friend, on this 9-9 portal, the universe speaks very clearly to you. It's over. The cycles that held you down, the stories that defined you, the wounds you replayed, they have served their purpose. Now you stand at the edge of the cliff, almost at the threshold. You're graduating from the old you. You're stepping into alignment with the truth of your soul. So, yes, take a deep breath. Release the weight. Feel the completion in your bones. Because when you honor the ending, you create space for the greatest beginning of your life. And I don't know how you feel about it. I feel I'm more ready than ever. So it's over right now, my friend. And it's just the beginning. I will leave you here. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. I hope it can inspire you in some way. And once again, to anyone who would like to get a print of it, go into AttractPassion.com and you will find all of my paintings there. Also join our Patreon community, which is a sacred space for same-minded people, same-hearted people to come together, to learn. I'm sharing lessons, courses, guided meditations, to connect. There's a community chat you can use. You can introduce yourself there and so much more. So join us there. And also join YouTube membership if you want to support this channel. Thank you so much, and till next time, one love.